Good morning, everybody. How are we? We're hitting the ground running this morning. Check out my sourdough because I already have a loaf in the oven this morning. Wonderful. This looks delicious. We are actually going to be doing some baking today, which we haven't done in a very long time, it feels like, because my kids have just been eating way more fresh fruits and vegetables over the last couple of months, which has been really great. But my kids actually have a short day today. Today's Thursday the 15th. My kids have a half day today and no school tomorrow. During COVID, our school started doing this for teachers so that teachers could have the half day to do any prep work that they needed to do. It basically gave the teachers a couple of hours during the school day where they would usually be at work anyway, where the kids are gone, they can catch up on grading, you know, whatever teachers have to do. And then Friday, everybody has a day off. The teachers have a day off, kids have a day off, and it's like a faculty reset day. And it went over so well during COVID that they just kept it. Parents loved it. It gives the kids a break and the teachers a reset. We have this every like 5 to 6 weeks. So it works out that they have it like not quite once a month, but you know what I mean, once every like month and a half. That being said, we are also using this long weekend to hit the ground running and get a lot of projects done in the house. I'm gonna talk to you while I look up my recipe here, but we are going to, let me know if you guys can relate. We're going through all of the kids' rooms. We are decluttering. We're going through every closet that we have in this house, which actually isn't a lot. There's not a lot of storage in closets in my house. We are also deep cleaning the basement. My husband's finishing off a couple projects. Hopefully we're gonna finish off our downstairs master bathroom, which has been so close to being done for so long. And we keep saying we're gonna do it, and then guess what? A different priority ends up being shifted, and it just gets put on the back burner. Hopefully this weekend is the weekend we do it. My husband is also doing a project upstairs in this bathroom, in like our main bathroom upstairs. So there's a lot going on. But that being said, I asked my kids, like, hey, what kind of baked good kind of treat do you guys want? Because we've been doing carnivore, we're eating earlier in the day when the kids get off the bus. My kids get off the bus pretty late. They have an hour bus ride. So I started at the beginning of this school year having dinner ready when they get off of the bus. And that's worked way better for us. So we'll do dinner right as they come in. I have dinner laid out usually, or very close after, like 5 minutes or so. So we haven't been doing after school snacks. We've been doing late night snacks before bed. And 99% of the time the kids are eating like string cheese or venison sausage or apples and bananas and things, or grapes. So I haven't needed a lot of baked goods. But because the kids are gonna be off for the next day and a half, I told them, hey, you guys are gonna be home early today. I wanna have something set out for you guys. Let's, like, what do you guys want, essentially? And they asked for M&M cookies. So you guys might remember back during Vlogmas, we made these cookies in a jar. This is a monster cookie, and then these are just some Christmas M&M cookies. I didn't know exactly what they wanted. They just said M&M. So I think I'm gonna make a batch of both because this is gonna be so quick and easy to throw together. Plus, my oldest asked if I would make my, like, they're what we call Reese's Pieces cups, but it's like oats and honey and peanut butter that you mix together. We put it in a muffin tin and we top it with melted chocolate. They're really good. My kids really like them, and I, once again, haven't made those in a while. So I'm gonna make these 2 batches of cookies. I turned my oven off because it is raging hot because of my sourdough. We're gonna mix up both of these cookie mixes and also make a homemade like peanut butter cup that the kids use as snacks, but sometimes they also use them as breakfast. It's basically a granola bar. So let's go ahead and hit the ground running today. I'm taking a second to pull everything out. I prefer to make cookies with cold butter. I think it works better, and then I also find that I can skip the step usually of like putting my cookie dough in the fridge to set for a couple minutes if I use the cold butter instead of like room temperature butter. So I just pulled this out of my fridge. That's what we're gonna use. Tonight is actually a night that my husband teaches, so it's gonna feel like a really long afternoon because the kids are gonna be home early. Plus my husband is going to be gone all night teaching tonight. So I talked to the kids this morning. They want to get a jump start on bedrooms today. So that's what we're going to do. Should be ready to get going. So let's start with our monster cookie. If you want to see the video where we made these, I will link that down below for you guys. But we gave these away as Christmas gifts, which was super fun. But I always like to keep some for myself because they're so nice to be able to just pull off of the shelf on days like this. Alrighty. Oh, we're also gonna need peanut butter. Oh wait, peanut butter chocolate candy. Just kidding, no we're not. Okay, so for this, I have my vanilla in here. We need half a cup of butter. It calls for softened butter, but like I said, I'm using this because that's what I like. We're gonna crack an egg in here, and then we are also going to put in about 3/4 a cup of peanut butter. I'm gonna eyeball my peanut butter because that's what I do. Oh, no, just kidding. We need 2 eggs. Good thing I reread that. We've had some warmer days, so it's tricked my chickens into laying at least a couple eggs. Because I'm using cold butter, I usually have to whip it a little bit more, but I still prefer that much over using a softened butter. It's just my personal opinion though. I like having these prepped in a jar so much because I really like to have them in my freezer too in balls, like pre-frozen cookie balls. I have some of those in my freezer right now, but options are always nice. And I like that these don't take up freezer space. Because we're in the middle of Pantry Challenge, let's just talk about this for a minute because I think it's kind of relevant. But my husband has an elk hunt coming up in the fall. But we also put in an order for another cow. We are waiting to hear back from the farmer on how many he's going to have available because we are eating carnivore. We're just going through a lot more meat at once. So my husband's kind of talking about like maybe getting a cow and a half or 2 full cows all at once. We're gonna see. Like I said, we're waiting to hear back from the farmer, but it does just start getting you thinking on freezer space. So I have a new goal during Pantry Challenge, which is to kind of focus on clearing out my freezers a little bit. If we're going to be having, the cow would be coming in like June-ish, which means I need to make sure that my freezers are getting to the point where they're more empty than full to be able to fit that. But plus, we have an elk coming. Hopefully we have an elk coming. Don't put, what is that? Don't count your chickens before they hatch. So it's just things that we have to think about as homesteaders. And I feel like I talk about this all the time, but I feel like the better we get and the more streamlined we get, the more we're able to accomplish. It always ends up resulting in us needing another freezer. Because we do prefer to freeze most of our things, most of our produce and things, but also a bulk of our meat. Of course, we do can some of those things, but freezers are always a hot commodity. Right now we have 4 plus like our fridge freezer combo here. So it always seems like we need more. So one of the things we're gonna work on during Pantry Challenge is cleaning out some of the freezers, but also just trying to find better organization. Plus we're gonna need another pig. And my husband was also talking about maybe buying 2 pigs at a time. We get those from our neighbors across the street. But once again, it also comes to what they have available and what we can purchase. So lots of things that we're thinking about heading into the year, but all of those things also help keep grocery costs down. And especially in this new season of life where we're eating mostly meat, it ends up being like 90% of our groceries for the year. probably with another, I'd like to say like 6 or 7% that we grow, and then the rest of that being like fresh dairy that we're purchasing and like fresh fruits and vegetables. But hopefully within the next couple of years, the orchard will start producing a ton, and we do have like storage apples and things that we are growing in the orchard. So hopefully we'll be able to store some of those apples over the winter long term, and that'll help cut our grocery bill significantly as well. Probably by like $40 or $50 a month, which is a lot. So lots of things to be thinking about, but this tray is ready to go in the oven. I'm going to give everything a rinse, and then we're going to mix together this M&M cookie, which is basically just a chocolate chip cookie recipe that I substituted the chocolate chips for Christmas colored M&Ms because they were Christmas gifts. So we're gonna rinse everything. I'll meet up with you in a second. Okay, so while our first cookie is in the oven baking, we're gonna get this one going. This is my go-to chocolate chip recipe. Yeah, honey. 2 sticks of butter, splash of vanilla. Measure with your heart, that's important. And 2 eggs. I took a peek in my oven and I think it might have been a hair too hot because my cookies in there are really spread out. But if they end up being a little flat, that's okay. They're just for the kids, and well, my kids just don't really care if they are like the most perfect cookie ever on the planet. What I'm saying is, if my cookies don't turn out like store quality perfect all of the time, my kids don't really care. Like, they just like that I took the time to make the cookies for them, and that's that. While this is doing its thing mixing, I'm gonna run out to the garage quick. I'm gonna grab a freezer meal that I prepped to start thawing for the kids for dinner tonight. I'm gonna pull out some pulled pork burritos that I put in the freezer a couple of weeks ago when I made a pulled pork taco style meat. I had some extra meat, so I just made some Mexican style rice and stuffed that into tortillas for the kids. And tonight when I bake it, I'm going to take some milk, a little heavy cream, make like a cream sauce with some cheese like you would for a mac and cheese, and I'm gonna pour it over the top and bake it for the kids so that they have like a cheesy burrito for themselves for dinner tonight. I think they're gonna really like that. I haven't done that in so long. So that's what we're gonna do for dinner tonight, but I need to go grab it so it can start kind of thawing, so it's not gonna take so long in the oven tonight. Dinner has been acquired. I'm just gonna set it over here to thaw. But they're not bad. It could also be the recipe. I've never made this recipe before. But I think these turned out really good. They smell really good. A pizza pan. We're gonna throw some cookies on this too. What I really need to do is purchase some more like half sheet style baking pans. And I think I might invest in some stainless steel ones and get a couple of them because I have not upgraded. I've been slowly working on upgrading my kitchen equipment to large family sized items. And I think that might be something that's overdue, just because a lot of the times I am making like 2 batches of cookies at a time. Plus, I haven't mentioned this, but my niece has a birthday party this weekend, and I plan on giving her some of these cookies with her birthday present. They're like her favorite thing. She loves these ones specifically that we're making, so I want to give her a couple of these along with her birthday gift. Giving these a second to cool is definitely the way to go. I took that minute that I had to make myself some breakfast. I actually went downstairs a couple of days ago and pulled off of the shelf a jar of some venison that we canned together over the fall, and I just put it in a pan with a little bit of this no sugar barbecue sauce we have left over because I used it during the holidays, and so delicious, so good. Just like pulled venison. It's amazing. It's definitely gonna be a go-to for me. But here are our first batch of cookies. Look how great those look. I'm very excited about these. The kids will be able to have these. I'm gonna get my tray full of cookies again. That way I can rotate things because I'm gonna have to run downstairs That being said, thank you guys so much for taking time to hang out with me today in the kitchen, get a couple things done, prep for dinner. I hope wherever you guys are, you're having a fantastic day. It's been a while since we've done a kids snack video, so I hope that you guys enjoyed getting a little look on how I'm actually using things heading into, you know, our, well, you know, 15 some days into Pantry Challenge, using what I have in a little bit of a practical example. Really, we did breakfast together. Did I show you my breakfast? But I have a piece of, I am eating a piece of sourdough today. I have a piece of sourdough with our pulled venison with barbecue sauce over the top and a few slices of raw onion. A very productive morning, and you can tell by looking at my kitchen because it is trashed. We've got cookies kind of all over. That's good because I won't have to make cookies for a while now. Plus our sourdough from this morning, so we're gonna have bread for the next couple of days, which is even better, plus a quick breakfast, and dinner is thawing for the kids, which is fantastic. So lots of great things happened this morning. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll catch you guys in another one.